What if there's a different kind of war being waged against India? Not with soldiers and tanks, but with money, media, and political pressure. It's a battle for influence, and it's being fought in the headlines and on your social media feeds. There are explosive claims that a powerful, deep state in the United States is actively working to destabilize the world's largest democracy. Some Indian political figures are alleging that this shadow network is pulling the strings to undermine the current government. So tonight we're investigating these shocking claims. We'll connect the dots between powerful billionaires, critical media reports, and real-world geopolitical tensions to separate fact from fiction. The core theory is that a coordinated campaign coming out of the US is trying to weaken India from the inside. Believers in this theory point to a string of what look like unrelated events and weave them into one single plot. The story often starts with one name, George Soros. The billionaire investor has been a vocal critic of the Indian government, stating that the turmoil around the Adani group could weaken Prime Minister Modi's hold on power and open the door for a democratic revival. Those comments were immediately blasted by some in India as a declaration to destroy India's democratic processes. But here's where it gets interesting. The narrative doesn't stop with just one man. It pulls in media, organizations, and non-profits too. For instance, some politicians allege that investigative journalism outlets like the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, or OCCRP, are funded by figures like Soros and even the US State Department. And these are the same organizations that have published critical reports on major Indian corporations. The most famous example is the Adani Group, a conglomerate that saw its market value plunge after a 2023 report by Hindenburg Research alleged widespread fraud. The theory goes that this wasn't just financial research, but an economic attack designed to hit a corporation close to the government, and in doing so, damage India's global image and stability. And the theory doesn't stop there. It goes on to connect this alleged conspiracy to protests and unrest on the ground in India. The narrative claims foreign funding has been used to fuel major protests, from riots to farmer agitations, all to create an atmosphere of chaos and discredit the government. Some politicians from the BJP have claimed this is a deliberate plan executed by the CIA and other deep state operatives. The argument is that by funding critical media, targeting key Indian companies, and amplifying internal dissent, these anti-India forces are trying to manufacture a crisis. The US government has flatly rejected these allegations, with an embassy spokesperson calling it disappointing that the ruling party in India would make these kinds of accusations. But for those who subscribe to this theory, every negative headline and every street protest is just another piece of the puzzle. So, is any of this actually true? While there is no credible public evidence of a US government plot to topple India's leadership, the relationship isn't exactly simple. In 2025, US-India relations hit a major crisis. The Trump administration slammed India with staggering tariffs of up to 50% on its goods. This was framed as a punishment for India's continued purchase of discounted Russian oil, a move India sees as vital for its strategic autonomy. In response, top Indian officials made it clear the country would not be dictated to. These trade disputes are very real and they create genuine friction between the two nations. While both sides have recently resumed talks with leaders expressing optimism, the underlying tensions haven't gone away. Critics of the conspiracy narrative say these theories are a convenient political tool. They suggest that blaming a foreign hand is a classic move to deflect from domestic problems and stir up nationalist feelings, reframing legitimate criticism and economic challenges as an attack on the entire nation. So what's really happening here? The idea of a deep state plot taps directly into a powerful national sentiment, a desire for India to be seen as a strong, independent global power. It offers a simple, compelling story for very complex problems. While there's no solid proof of a US-led conspiracy to overthrow the Indian government, the feeling of being under attack is a powerful force on its own. This narrative gets a boost from real-world trade disputes and heated political language. It's vital to question where information comes from and to tell the difference between verifiable facts and politically charged theories. The battle for influence is real, but it's a war of narratives, not a covert operation. As citizens, our best defense is to stay vigilant and commit to seeking out the truth. Let's work together to understand the complex forces at play and be on guard against disinformation. By staying united and informed, we can protect the integrity of our democracy.